So I just shot a video for Instagram regarding a trend I saw where guys are talking about when they met their wives, all they had to offer was, um, the prospect of, some sort of potential. And I want to expound in a little bit longer form about my journey and my relationship. And there's probably going to be some individuals that are current or former law enforcement, maybe thinking about retiring from the police department, fire department, military, that have spouses, have gone down this road, potentially are looking to start a business, are starting a business. And I just want to kind of give a little bit of, my story regarding that. So when I met my wife, I was coming out of 2017 is when I retired from the police department in October of 2017. I was going through a divorce, and my father had passed away earlier in that year. So as you can imagine, 2017 was not an incredible year for me. Now, fast forward about 12 months, the end of 2018, through a employee of mine, I meet my current wife, who I will say is the greatest human being I have ever met. She is the most patient, understanding, loving individual, and is the perfect opposite of me. If you know or get to know me, obviously professionally, I'm very measured. I tend to be, very polished and professional in my everyday work. I pride myself on being a professional, but as just an individual, sometimes I can, be a little bit, impulsive with um, my words. If especially, I think like a lot of us, if maybe we're upset or angry, and that's one of my human flaws, and constantly work on that. Obviously, I try to, as I get older, I've gotten a lot better, a lot better. But the point is that if you're going to be a business owner, you're going to try to be an entrepreneur. And keep in mind, I still work, right? My company is not the only thing that I do, right? I do have a full-time job. I'm a security director. And so that requires a lot from me and a lot from our family for me to be away away from home, weird days, weird hours, um, just things that can be disruptive to the family life. Well, couple that now with being a business owner and trying to own a company and grow a company, events we do, and my wife will go with me and she'll sit at these events, which she has no interest in, right? But she's a trooper. She'll sit there with me and help me out. I've said before, my business partner, he lives in Texas, and he's just finishing up his field training at the APD. So congratulations, Hector. Good job. And when you are involved in a law enforcement, military, first responder type career, you tend to carry with you some baggage, right? It's inevitable. You're going to have baggage. And in 2018, when my wife met me, I didn't even have potential to offer her. Like I said, my dad died. I went through a divorce. I retired from the police department. Obviously, my dad dying was a huge to-do, if you can imagine. And then getting divorced, obviously, is traumatic. But in the end, with separating from the police department and retiring, for all those years you hear about how we're a family, this, that, and the other thing. I didn't hear from anyone, right? Nobody called. Nobody asked how I was doing, right? And like I said, I used the coping mechanism that I knew, and that was to drink, right? I was on my way to being a full-blown alcoholic. Um, in that last part of 2017, 2018. I was fortunate enough to get my act together fairly quickly, right after just a few months of feeling sorry for myself. I was able to get my act together, I was, still had to be a father, but it's the nature of the beast sometimes. You cope with things the way you cope with them, and that for me was the way I went. Now, like I said, I was fortunate enough to be able to get past it fairly quickly in just a couple, 2-3 months, which yay for me. Now, in our lives, I've always been the one that's got kind of the lofty goals. My wife's very, very risk averse, and she tends to not like change. Me, I want to grow, and I mean, it's important for me to continue to improve, right? That's just my thing. Not to say my wife doesn't want to improve at things, right? It's just we do it differently. So the point is, if you're a business owner, you got to have a good circle around you. If you are married, or you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case is, that relationship is going to take some hits. So you guys got to be really strong. Luckily for me, my wife and I are complete opposite personalities. Like we're the complete opposite side of that yin and yang, which I feel is the only reason why I've had any measure of success in anything I've done, is because of her, and is because of her support. So something for you to think about if you're going to go down this path. Check us out, onguardap.etsy.com. Take care, everyone.